Good day and welcome to Preston Replay.
Today we will be discussing the insides and outsides of the general election and what's been going on.
My side of today's topic will be discussing the Labour Party. The Labour Party is a central left political party in the United Kingdom that is being described as an alliance of social democrats, democratic socialists, and trade unionists. The party's platform emphasizes greater state intervention, social justice, and strengthening workers' rights.
The government have decided that we were going to leave March 2017, and we are leaving. We were meant to leave on the 29th of March, 2019, obviously. If we don't have a deal, this is what could happen. 30% of our food products come from the EU, so like fresh food, fresh veg, and if we don't have a deal, a lot of the supermarkets, when you're going in to get your veg or like food, there'll be empty shelves and the prices will be really high. The gas and the electric, we get 46% of from the UK is like produced, and then 45 is from Norway and Russia. They did say if we don't get a deal, we still will trade with Russia and Norway. The travelling, government advise you to have a look at your passports 6 months before you go travelling. With the EU border control, when you travel to an EU country, you make sure that you've got an onwards ticket and you've got enough money to stay there. Also, they will be changing the lanes, separate lanes for the EU, the EEA, and Swiss systems too. What are your views on Brexit?
I mean, Brexit, we will be suffering for it for a while after it actually does go through, seeing as we will lose a lot of trade partners and so on. So losing that will be a major blow to the UK, and which will be which will be very difficult for the UK to come back from. But once we do leave the EU, we'll lose most of the things keeping us down from trading with other countries. So more products will have a lot more in them, a lot more healthier and unhealthy stuff as well. But that is to happen. But also when it comes to materials, gases, you name it, it'll just come from other countries that have been waiting and waiting and waiting to trade with the UK freely without the EU having to have any influence in what is traded. So I feel like it will be a rough few years after Brexit, but in the long run, I do feel like the UK will be able to sustain themselves until they can get major traders like, say, for instance, United States or any country really from Southern America or China, which would be incredible for us because it's just going to be helping us so much with all the other financial stress. So I feel like we would be better off with Brexit.
Will it affect you? Because obviously you're from.
No, not really. Seeing as I've been already here for 2 years, so it's a lot easier on me. But people coming from, say, for instance, the EU and so on, will have a harder time because I already had a pretty difficult time just trying to get in here. So they're probably just going to increase and increase and increase the things that you need.
Well, my my view on Brexit. I don't think we should have left the EU. It's made this huge problem with a lot of the politics. There's been so many meetings. I just feel like it's all sort of a mess at the moment. Everyone's a bit confused what's going to happen.
Yeah, I do agree there, but looking at other parties and how they would actually handle it, you can't really be sure which party would be better off leading us after Brexit. So
I just feel like a lot of like teenagers like my age don't really know what's going on. Like I feel like for me personally, I know what's going on, but then you're getting all these news every day, all these saying that Boris Johnson's going to do this, you know, everyone's going to do that, and you don't really know what's going to happen. Like what's going to happen in 10 years time. Like are we gonna have enough food? Are we gonna still have like fruit and veg? We just don't know.
I mean, if you go and just look at the UK's actual trade partners right now, they still have a lot of good major trade partners. I know for a fact that South Africa is one. A lot of countries in Africa as well. China also loves trading with the UK. Most of Asia does as well. But I also do know that British people love their own home, freshly made, freshly grown stuff. So I don't see how it's going to be much of a big problem. But I do see your point in not knowing what the heck is going on.
Because I know for a fact that my mum works for a huge business, James Hall, they sponsor Spar, and they do fresh fruits and veg. They are going to struggle with trying to get trades in to come, because obviously when we leave the EU, it's going to be chaotic. Prices obviously will go up high. You know, like I was saying before, gas and electric.
Yeah.
Fresh fruit, fresh veg. A lot more will like get travelling. Travelling probably will be hard work. Getting an Uber too. Like, but I know for James Hall, they are going to struggle for getting all that fresh fruit and veg, which if we didn't leave the EU, we would never have this massive problem. Like, we've got another general election coming up, obviously to vote for another deal or whatever Boris Johnson wants to do with us, because obviously the Queen has said, I want to go through with this. She said, we're going through Brexit. No, what happens if we don't have no deal, if we do have a deal? I just feel like what is the future for UK? Like, what is going to happen?
I mean,